Disney lovers, it's Moeka and I'm going to DisneySea for the first time this year with my friend. As we enjoy DisneySea today, including Fantasy Springs, I want to share all the updates for DisneySea 2025. We are right now on the monorail, the Disney Resort line, heading to DisneySea. You can also walk from Maihama Station, but I prefer taking the monorail, especially when it's raining like today. By monorail, it takes about 10 minutes to get to DisneySea Station, while walking takes around 15 minutes. The park opened at 8:45 today, 15 minutes before the official opening time. And the first thing we have to do is get all the passes. You need either Disney Premier Access or a standby pass to ride any attractions in Fantasy Springs. Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies only has a standby pass, no DPAs available. After ordering food via mobile order, we dropped by Emporio to get Elsa ears for my friend since we're doing Frozen Bounce together. And now we're applying for entry requests. Oh my gosh, we got our entry request through for Big Ben Beat. So happy! Here's what we got so far. We got a mobile order for Miguel's El Dorado Cantina because from January 15th to March 31st, this restaurant is transformed for the limited time event, Duffy and Friends Wonderful Kitchen. As part of the event, it features a special menu, exclusive merchandise, and themed decorations. A mobile order is required to enter this restaurant during the event period. I'll talk more about the event and the restaurant later. First, we're going to ride Toy Story Mania, one of my favorite rides at DisneySea. As always, it was super fun, but my arm is so sore. We still have some time before our standby pass for Rapunzel's Lantern Festival, but we're heading to Fantasy Springs now. The biggest update regarding Fantasy Springs is that you can now enter the area without a standby pass or DPA on certain days. This started on January 7th, when the area was open to everyone for the first time. Since then, access depends on crowd levels. If the area is open to everyone, you'll see this kind of message on your park ticket. This also means you can dine at the restaurants inside Fantasy Springs without a pass, as long as you have a mobile order for that restaurant. But you do need to order something via mobile order to enter the restaurants, so be careful. Two more updates related to Fantasy Springs. Fantasy Springs Magic, a special ticket available exclusively to Fantasy Springs hotel guests, will end on March 31st. It allowed guests to enjoy Fantasy Springs attractions anytime, as many times as they wanted. I really love this ticket, so it's sad to see it go. But I guess now that the area has been open for a while, Tokyo Disney wants a wider range of guests to be able to experience it. And this one isn't park related, but breakfast at La Libellule, the French restaurant exclusive to Grand Chateau guests inside Fantasy Springs Hotel, will end on May 31st. Instead, starting June 1st, they'll introduce a new brunch menu called Le Papillon, featuring an appetizer, a choice of meat or fish for the main dish, and dessert. Now let's explore Fantasy Springs gifts. I mentioned this in my previous video, but I love how the shop is filled with items and gifts sent by various characters to the Duchess. For more details on the shop's decorations, check out my Fantasy Springs vlog. I also have an entire series featuring each area in Fantasy Springs, including the hotel, so please watch those if you haven't. Now we're riding Rapunzel's Lantern Festival. Since the ride is outdoors for the first few minutes, keep in mind that you'll get wet if it's raining. The rain isn't too bad today, so we got a pass for the morning. The forecast says the weather will improve later. It's time for our mobile order at Royal Banquet of Arendelle, a restaurant in Frozen Kingdom. This restaurant is inside Arendelle Castle and features so many portraits and items from Frozen and Frozen 2. So for Frozen fans, this is an absolute must visit. And while we're chilling here, let's go over the different types of passes and entry requests. Here's a list of options with the eligible attractions and shows. DPA prices vary depending on experience. Currently 1,500 or 2,000 yen for attractions and 2,500 yen for shows. 40th Anniversary Priority Pass started during the 40th anniversary in 2023 and is still available even though the anniversary is over. This works like a fast pass. Standby pass is an admission pass required for certain rides and shops. For shops, standby passes are usually needed when limited edition merchandise is expected to be very popular. Entry requests work like a lottery. If you win, you can enter. Previously, you needed an entry request to meet Mickey or Minnie at DisneySea Plaza, but now you can just line up instead. For information on when you can get your next pass, check out the link in the description. Now it's time for our DPA for Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey. Since the wait time can be long, I prefer getting a DPA for this ride instead of a standby pass. But if you have time and love Frozen, the standby pass queue is actually really nice. It's filled with items from the movie. If you use DPA, you'll skip all of that, so it's something to consider. After riding, we found Aurora by the magical springs. So happy I got to meet her.
Though I've heard a rumor that he prefers the summertime.
Yes, I still cold for him right now.
I think so. Even Mr. Owl is finding it a bit chilly these days. I think perhaps we'll have to get him a nice cloak, maybe a nice warm hat, maybe some mittens to put on his wings too.
Yes, that would be great.
Maybe some snow boots as well.
Yes.
Oh, I think that's a fine idea. He also definitely prefers the summertime. It's perfect weather for walking together, talking together, dancing together too. And he is a wonderful dancer, Mr. Owl. He's very light on his feet. I suppose the flying helps.
I love your outfit.
Thank you so
pretty.
much. It's certainly very sparkly. The fairies have done a wonderful job with it.
Are you feeling pink today? Is
Very
that
pink
blue?
indeed. Yeah, I think it's worked out nicely since you're very blue, I'm very pink, and you have a little bit of both.
That's true.
It's wonderful. A perfect compromise. We can inspire the fairies that way too. I really want them to work together. Can you imagine a dress with all the colors of the rainbow?
Yeah,
It'd
that
be
would be
perfect.
great.
Now it's time for lunch at Miguel's Eldorado Cantina, where we placed a mobile order earlier. Tokyo DisneySea is currently hosting the limited time event Duffy and Friends Wonderful Kitchen from January 15th to March 31st. At Miguel's Eldorado Cantina, you can enjoy special menus, exclusive merchandise, and themed decorations. This event has a backstory. Cookie Ann was inspired to create a special dish, but needed ingredients from the forest. So, with Lena Bell leading the way using her magnifying glass, she, Duffy, and Gelatoni gathered various ingredients for Cookie Ann. Using them, she created a colorful, joyful tower, a unique pancake dessert stacked with fruits and vegetables. Duffy and Friends limited time events always come with cute backstories like this. They also have exclusive merchandise at other shops featuring the food ingredients Duffy and Friends collected, as well as the pancakes they made together. Now, onto the food. There are special menus available both at the Disney hotels and Miguel's Eldorado Cantina. At Miguel's Eldorado Cantina, you can choose from 3 main special menus: Beef Duffy's Special Set, Seafood Duffy's Special Set, and Special Sandwich Set. We ordered 2 of the special sets, the beef and seafood, and also tried a special drink for the event, Cookie Ann's Apple Pumpkin Milk. Everything was so delicious. There are also special sweets and souvenir items available, though we didn't get any this time. At the Disney hotels, they also offer unique event-themed menus, so you can enjoy some extra magical dining experiences during your stay. And the biggest highlight is probably the character meet and greets available. You can finally meet Lena Bell and Cookie Ann at Tokyo DisneySea. Lena Bell is available from January 15th to February 24th, and Cookie Ann from February 25th to March 31st. But it's super popular, so you'll either need to arrive early or wait in line for hours. If you're visiting Tokyo just to meet Lena Bell, honestly, I'd recommend going to Hong Kong Disneyland. It's much easier to meet her there. And speaking of events, here are all the seasonal events scheduled for 2025 and early 2026. First, there will be a Duffy and Friends event running for a whole year to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Duffy's debut at DisneySea. It's themed around the happiness that only Duffy and Friends can bring, featuring colorful decorations and a variety of offerings, including merchandise, special menus, character meet and greets, and more. The Food and Wine Festival is back this year too. In addition to food and drinks that let you experience flavors from around the world, the event will feature festive decorations, special merchandise, and entertainment. As for entertainment, this year brings 2 exciting new additions. The Groovy Jamming Chefs will make their debut, featuring chefs who love music gathering during the restaurant's break time to form a band, playing songs inspired by food from around the world. And for the first time since the pandemic, Fun Custodio is making a return. This atmospheric entertainment features performers using pantomime and sound effects in creative ways to add even more fun to the festival. So exciting! In the summer, they're bringing back the get-soaked version of Aquatopia once again this year. They haven't announced anything else for the summer program yet, but it seems like the super fun summer show at Mediterranean Harbor, where you get absolutely drenched, won't be making a return just yet. I really hope they bring it back soon. Then, starting July 16th, a brand new show is coming to Hangar Stage in Lost River Delta. We'll pass by the area later, but the show will feature Mickey and his friends coming together to build an airplane, with rhythmic songs and lively dances. I'm so excited to watch this new show, but at the same time, this means that Song of Mirage, which started in July 2019 and had been temporarily unavailable since the pandemic, is officially closing. I really like that show, so that's a bit sad. And unfortunately, another show is closing this year too, but I'll talk about that later. For Halloween and Christmas, I don't think the long show at Mediterranean Harbor is coming back yet. Instead, like last year, they'll have a mini harbor greeting with characters in adorable costumes. And of course, there'll be seasonal merchandise, decorations, and themed food and drinks. For New Year's, there'll be a special greeting featuring vibrant New Year's costumes, along with exclusive merchandise, decorations, and special menus. So overall, aside from the Duffy and Friends event and a new show starting in July, there aren't many new events or programs coming to DisneySea this year. But with the park's 25th anniversary coming up on September 4th, 2026, I'm guessing and really hoping they are preparing something very special for that. We are now riding Indiana Jones Adventure, Temple of the Crystal Skull with a priority pass. It's such a fun ride. And we're back at Fantasy Springs to see if Anna and Elsa are out. And we found them. They weren't out together, so we couldn't do a pair meet and greet, but we are still happy we got to meet both of them. We were really lucky. First we saw Anna, and then we wandered around to see if Elsa would come out. We couldn't find her, so we kinda gave up and went to the bathroom. But when we came back around Magical Springs for one last chance, we found her. Yay!
You all shared a little cup of hot chocolate yet together?
No, not yet.
So I'll have to get some maybe in the castle with everyone too. Kristoff, Steph, and of course Elsa too.
Yes, that was
so wonderful to see.
Thank you. I have off.
Yes,
You made it.
We look so beautiful today, and you have the carrots.
Yes.
You have to be careful because when Sven is here, it's really dangerous for his carrots.
Oh.
We have a beautiful here.
It was quite cold outside, so we stopped by Sultan's Oasis for hot chocolate with strawberries. This was so good. And while we were in Arabian Coast, we spotted Abu and Jafar. And this is Hangar Stage, where the new show Dreams Take Flight will premiere this July. Now let's go meet Donald at Mickey and Friends Greeting Trails. Here, you can meet Mickey, Minnie, and Donald. While we were waiting, Timon and Rafiki passed by. So lucky! And as always, Donald was super cute. While we were still in Lost River Delta, my friend got a spicy smoked chicken leg. I was too full to order one, but I took a bite. It's always so good. It's also easier to eat than the turkey leg. Highly recommended. We passed by the Girl Extreme popcorn stand at American Waterfront, and the smell was just too tempting, so we decided to grab a cup. I think this is my favorite popcorn flavor at DisneySea. We also got hot wine, so we're going to sit and enjoy. Now we're watching Big Ben Beat since her entry request went through. And some shocking news. This show will end on September 30th this year. This was my husband's favorite show, and I loved it too, so it's really sad to see it go. It feels like so many things we love, like Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, the Disney Christmas Stories Parade, and now Big Band Beat are all coming to an end. So sad. But I guess as Walt Disney said, Disneyland will never be completed. The parks are always evolving. And we're back at Fantasy Springs. If this area is open to all guests, I highly recommend visiting both during the day and at night. You'll get to see all the details during the day and experience its beautiful glow at night. It's just so magical. Time for our standby pass at Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. But as always, I'm not riding since I got sick last time. We're now having a demi-glace churro made with potato from Refreshment Station. This churro is more like a light meal than a sweet snack, and it's so good. I often get one when I visit in the winter. Now we're riding Journey to the Center of the Earth. This ride is exclusive to Tokyo DisneySea, so it's a must ride if you visit. After traveling through Mount Prometheus, the volcano of Mysterious Island, and passing several of Captain Nemo's labs, you board a Terravator to reach the base station. From there, you explore on a subterranean vehicle, but unexpected dangers send you hurtling through the caverns. According to Tokyo Disney Resort's website, the ride includes loud sounds, scary characters, dark environments, and speed and thrills. Now we're shopping at Steamboat Mickey's because they're having a limited time sale from January 28th to February 28th. Everything is 50% off. Kawaii.
これも半額なのすごくない？
こんな新しいグッズも半額なのすごいよね。買っちゃえ。大きいね。しっかりしたポスターです。かわいい。やっぱこのワッペンがかわいいな。
ね、可愛いよねこれ。
I bought this cute storage box.
めっちゃ結構ぜひ。
And when we checked out, the cast member at the cashier gave us a cute sticker. So sweet. Next, we're riding Tower of Terror, which is doing its special version, level 13, from January 14th to April 6th. They've been doing seasonal versions during this season since 2012, with different variations over the years. Level 13 features more drops, randomized movements, and extra effects. And I've mentioned this before, but Tokyo DisneySea's Tower of Terror has its own unique storyline. It's about Harrison Hightower III, a member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, or SEA, who disappeared in his own hotel after stealing a cursed mini statue called Shiriki Utundu. The experience begins with an introduction to the mystery of Hightower III in his office before guests are guided to the secret warehouse, and then, of course, the thrilling ride. And now, time for fireworks, sky full of colors. I also usually watch Believe Sea of Dreams, the nighttime entertainment that started in 2022, but it was temporarily unavailable today. There were also some attractions unavailable, such as Raging Spirits and DisneySea Electric Railway. Below is the list of attractions and shows that will be temporarily closed this year. This includes some of the newest rides at Fantasy Springs, like Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey and Rapunzel's Lantern Festival. So if you're planning your trip, it's a good idea to check for the latest updates on temporary closures. I've added the link to the list of park facility closures in the description. Now we're riding Toy Story Mania one last time before the park closes. And it's time to go home. Stay tuned for my next video, where I'll be sharing our California Disneyland trip in 3 videos. We also tried the new Lightning Lane Premier Pass, so I'll be talking about my experience with that too. Thank you for watching and see you real soon!